Hi Taurus, it's Nick and Nala. Hope you guys are doing good. This is for all my Taurians, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, men and women. We are going to be covering your weekly reading for October 24th till the 30th. So we're pretty much at the end of October, and soon we'll have Halloween, and then we'll be kicking off your November monthly very soon. Alright, so what's going on in the sky astrologically for all of us this week? Okay, so on the 25th, we have a new moon partial solar eclipse in Scorpio. Not to mention, we are already officially in Scorpio season, like I mentioned, I think last week. So we are in your opposite sign, Taurus, so that's something to keep in mind, that maybe during this time you're going to be feeling a little uncomfortable because it's your opposite sign, and maybe that usually tends to happen to you every year during Scorpio season. You could be like, oh, that's why, yeah, it's opposite energies of me, that's why I feel off. But especially with this new moon partial solar eclipse, we're entering eclipse season, which is uncomfortable, it is intense, and can feel very overwhelming. So maybe you've been feeling overwhelmed, or if you've been feeling like the energies are kind of like intense and weird. I just finished hearing like the ambulance, and I've been hearing like ambulances like every morning lately, ever since that full moon in Aries, which is not really common around here, but lately I'm just like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on. So with this new moon partial solar eclipse in Scorpio, I feel like it's a very deep and soulfully revealing time for all of us. These next few weeks are going to be really revealing to us, or really speak to our soul, or reveal to us something deeply hidden in our soul that we didn't realize, or we haven't come to terms with, or something we needed to accept. But it's going to be really revealing. On the 28th, we have Jupiter retrograde going back into Pisces just for about a month temporarily, and then it's going to go back into Aries. But Jupiter retrograde in Pisces now, we may be going through past experiences or remembering past experiences regarding our dreams, imagination, creativity, and illusions, and those things that we were like emotionally connected to. On the 29th, we have Mercury entering Scorpio. So thinking and communicating in a deep, mysterious way, no longer interested in small talk or small conversations. We want to get to the root cause, go deeper into things, and people may be a little bit more to themselves, not really want to reveal too much or talk too much, maybe more valuing privacy a lot more, and wanting to investigate further, and being kind of like paranoid. People may not trust people, or may not trust your thoughts, your opinions as easily as before with that Scorpio influence. Then we're ending off the week on the 30th before Halloween with Mars retrograde in Gemini. So Mars in Gemini can make us a little very scattered brain, and Mars retrograde, generally speaking, can slow us down with our passions, motivations, and desires. So all this in combination, Mars retrograde in Gemini, I think is gonna influence us, or may cause some analysis paralysis, because we feel like we don't have enough information, or we feel like we need more information, and like, oh, I need to talk to this person or confirm this, and it may stop us from actually moving forward or doing the things or communicating, because we feel like we don't have enough information, or let me double check my sources. And it's just something to be aware of, that we don't let our mind and what we hear or feel like we don't have enough to not move forward. So if you can before then, make sure right now you are collecting all the information, everything that you need, so when Mars is in retrograde, you are reassessing, reevaluating, you still feel like you can move forward, even if the energies are kind of like against you, and you don't just completely stop everything that you wanted or that you were working on. Okay? All right. Because it may feel like during that time, maybe it's harder to communicate or harder to get the information, and so you're really gonna have to rely on the things that you already, gotten and collected. All right, guys, so let's continue on to your reading. So we're going to be covering a little bit of health, work, and love. I'll have a link to the extended reading below in the description box if you're interested afterwards. And also, my poetry book is officially out, guys. If you didn't know, here it is, My Heart's Voice, My Life in Poetry, written by yours truly, Nicloves. All the information will be linked below if you're interested. Love, put so much love into this, and I think you guys will like it if you check it out. Okay, so let's get into your reading. So when it comes to your health, guys, I feel like this is a week where like you're needing to like move around or move your body a little bit more, because your body may be giving you indications that there's maybe some like muscle stagnation, or not as much blood circulation, blood flow as you should be getting. Like you can get feeling like you have like little ants crawling up your legs or your arms because maybe you're sitting in a position for too long, or you have your legs crossed in a weird way and you just haven't been walking enough. So sometimes just like getting up, moving around a little bit can really help with that, or making sure your posture, your sitting positions in a way where like it's not cutting off your circulation. Okay, I also feel like maybe some of you could have like an allergy, or maybe get some kind of like rash or irritation, maybe due to some clothing or something that you wear and you're like, oh, why am I so itchy? Like maybe it's like a clothing or something that's, or how you wash your clothes. Maybe it's like laundry detergent that can cause your skin to itch, or it could also be maybe just the dry weather and like the winter, or not winter yet, but the cold weather is making your skin very dry and flaky, or causing some like eczema or something. So you maybe need to moisturize a little bit more than usual in the upcoming weeks, especially if you live in a more colder climate. Your skin just may be reacting to like the transitional, change of seasons. Fall, it's getting colder now. Okay, so there's something to keep in mind, and I think you just need to move around a little bit more, get your blood flowing, and drink hot fluids this week if you can, especially in the morning and at night before you go to bed, or like in between maybe heavy meals. If you just drink like maybe a hot drink, like especially like tea or hot water with some lemon, ginger or something. I know it's not like the most yummy, delicious thing, but it really helps your digestion and warms up your internal your internal organs, so they don't have to do as much work to break down your food. Okay, all right. And then when it comes to your work, school, career, and finances, Taurus, I feel like there's some confusion here, or there's too much emotions being mixed into your work, school, career, and finances, or you feel a little bit confused, or you feel like there's distractions around you, or the reason you're distracted is because you're using too much of your emotions, putting too much of your feelings into the things that you're doing, when maybe it needs to be a little bit more separate. You can't be as connected, or as a, sometimes business and, other areas of life cannot be kind of mixed too much, because it can make you lose money or make you do things that are maybe not smart business wise. But it just feels like there's a little bit maybe too much emotion being tied in, or maybe like people you work with or go to school with, because you have certain connections, ties with them, it kind of makes it a little bit harder to speak up or to have certain conversations, and you're like, I don't want to like ruin the relationship, I don't want to have bad vibes, but it is interfering with my work or my business. So that is something that you want to try to keep your work, your school, business, but social life and emotions to the side, or keep it kind of separate if possible, because it can get a little bit tricky when you're trying to get something done, but it's like, I don't want to be mean, or I don't want to be nice, but like it's interfering with my money, so I feel like that is something that this week you may be kind of struggling with, or needing to kind of like really think about. And the reason you're feeling this way is because the universe is trying to show you that you need to separate your feelings and emotions from your work, or your school, or like your business, whatever it is that you're doing, so you can see things realistically and handle it without emotions. Okay, all right. And then when it comes to your love, relationships, and dating, on your side we have the 3 of Swords, 3 of Crystals, and the 4 of Cups. So it feels like for this week you seem to be really aware of your surroundings, or your surroundings and the people, places, things that you are around or communicating with, or the lack of communication is affecting you. Some of you could definitely have water or air in your chart as well, like Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Okay, and 3 could be an important number for you guys this week, or be meaningful in some way, shape, or form. Sorry if you hear some noises. My husband is getting, or he ordered some firewood, so he's like bringing it in and putting it away. So if you hear some noises, it's probably that. All right. And then on this other side, for this other person, this can be the past, present, or future situation, or all 3, all of the above. We have the Hierophant, the King of Cups, and the 2 of Crystals. All right, so as far as who you could be dealing with, it could be another Taurus like yourself, a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or maybe another earth sign like Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Doesn't have to be though, could be any sign, like I always say to you guys, can just be the energy this person is embodying or playing out at this time, or maybe be a mixed match of one of those. Okay, so it feels like here's someone who is mature, maybe older than you, doesn't have to be though, but it feels like they are usually, or they are an emotionally intelligent, mature person, someone who, you know, has morality, has good character, values, maybe they are religious or spiritual, or they're just like a good person, like, you know, they're good-hearted, they're a good person, and they mean well. And maybe you guys are together, or you're committed, or you're married, or you were once really close with this person, connected, committed, and they love you, or they loved you as much as they could and as at the best of their ability. But now it seems like there's some disconnect between the two of you, or maybe you guys have been kind of struggling, or communication has been kind of weird, or just the energies have been affecting the relationship, the connection in a way, and it's not the same. And maybe this person's starting to have doubts, or second guessing the relationship, and you're starting to feel like, what's going on, like, where do we go from here? And I feel like you've been thinking about that a lot, like, where do I go from here, where do I go from here? And like, sometimes it's, you want to move forward, you want to move past things, but it's hard to get over. Some things are just a little bit harder to get over. And this could be a situation where you feel like this person knows your past, they know your trauma, they know your hurts, your pains, things that you've been through, only to maybe intentionally or not intentionally, I think it's probably not intentionally, make you go through it again. You're like, this person knows what I've been through, like, they know how hurt I was, and like, now they're hurting me, now they're making me go through all this pain again. And I think, you know, deep down inside that they're not intentionally trying to do this, or, you know, they're not, you know, wanting to hurt you or break your heart, but you can't help but think that, like, you know, why does it feel like I'm always trying to improve and move, you know, make forward movement, and only to feel like all my efforts are for nothing, or they don't, this person or people that I've been with don't acknowledge it, or they don't see how much I'm trying, how much I'm, you know, devoted and trying to be, you know, this great partner, or in this relationship. So this week can be kind of like messing with your head a little bit. You're feeling kind of heartbroken or sad, maybe because you haven't been talking with this person, or the communication has been weird, or you haven't seen them, and you feel like they're breaking your heart, even though you know they're not trying to, or maybe they like mean well, but you can just feel it. You're really empathic. You can feel the energies. You're like, I just know something's off. Something's not the same. And you're trying to work together with them, and you know, like, they mean well, and they're, you know, they're trying. You guys are committed to each other. I don't feel like this person has been like disloyal or cheating or nothing like that. There's just other things happening. Maybe they're stressed with their finances, stressed with work, stressed with duties, obligations, responsibilities, life, family, you know, anything. And maybe it has nothing to do with you, but you just feel like the communication's off. Emotionally, maybe you guys are not as connected. You're like, man, maybe we need some marriage counseling or therapy, or we need to talk to someone, or we just need to spend more quality time together. And so you're feeling kind of stuck emotionally. Heartbroken, but also feeling emotionally stuck, because it's like, where do we go from here? They haven't done anything awful to me, but I just know that something's missing. I know it's not the same, and they're starting to maybe act kind of different, or you just feel like it's very inconsistent. And maybe this is something that like has happened before with other people, and you're just scared that it's going to happen again, or you're going to lose someone that you really love, or you really connected with. Or maybe this has already happened, someone that you were once committed to, or you guys were really close in a serious relationship. It seems like they really loved you, and they do love you. I can see clearly that they do love you and they are devoted to you, but you feel like there's still more, like they need to try harder, or you guys, there's some kind of disconnect here that's making it a little bit difficult for you guys to really like be connected as you were before. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? That could be something that you're asking yourself, or you've been kind of just having in the back of your mind. Let's continue on and extended to get more information, to see where their energy is at. What are they thinking? What are they feeling when it comes to you? What they don't want you to know that maybe you should know, and what their next action move will be towards you, and then also your advice, okay? So we'll continue on and extended. Link will be below. Hopefully I'll see you there. If not, I'll see you for our next reading. Take care. Bye.